Arbiter of time, manipulator of the fabric of space, strider of dimensions, grandfather of old magics. The Dwemer-themed Mage has many names and yet transcends them all with his complete mastery over Aetherius. No one knows his true name, where he comes from, or whether he even exists in a way the rest of us can comprehend. The Timeshift Prince is pretty much a master of the magical arts, with the exception of illusion. Starting with Conjuration, I took all of the Ordinator perks on the left side that increase the potency of Atronachs or other non-undead summons, and these seem to work on Glamoral's Atronach thing, the time construct that you summon. The only one I don't think had any effect, or didn't seem to, was Elemental Potency, because that applies specifically to Atronachs. For Destruction, same kind of thing. The Glamoral Destruction spells don't qualify as Fire, Frost, Shock, or even Raw Power, so the only perks that helped increase the destruction was Mastery, Dual Casting, and Robe of the Magi. They can go pretty light in destruction. Same thing with Restoration. I only took Mastery and Dual Casting. You can maybe get Edgewalker if you want to make your healing spell help you out a little bit more when your health is low, but I rarely got my health down all that low anyway, so it didn't make that much difference. For Alteration and Enchanting, I went heavier into perks. For Alteration, I got Mastery, Mage Armor 3 out of 3, Alteration, Dual Casting, Geomancer, which helps to reduce damage when you are charging or concentrating a spell. Wellok's Dormant Arcana was a big boon for this. I used it to, I had it activate on a cloak, which the Chrono Mantle properly qualifies for, thank goodness. And I had it increase my magic regen, and my destruction potency. I also went right up the middle and grabbed fire and shock resistance, extra magicka, and nullifier to help reduce the regeneration of magicka and stamina for enemies that get too close. And finally, for Enchanting, I got all the perks that increase the potency of my staff, as well as all of the perks up the, more or less the middle of the tree that increase the potency of your enchantments. For gear, well, you saw that I was using the Edge of Time, a beautiful, beautiful staff from the Glamoral mod. This temporal rift in the aimed area releases an explosion that deals X point of damage in a X radius. Really, really nice. Knocks a lot of targets down or stumbles them or whatever. Extremely effective weapon. And I did enchant, well, actually one of the perks in Enchanting gives you, like, recharges your staff, and I also put recharge, I think, on one of my items. We'll take a look at that in just a second. So for my boots, I enchanted fire resistance, as well as, I can't remember what it's called, but it's from Summer Mist. When you are hit by Fire, Frost, or Shock spell or effect, it reduces the damage for that element for 5 seconds. So if you get like 2 shots of the same thing, it'll protect you a little bit more. For the gauntlets, yeah, here we go. I put recharge weapons. It actually maxed out at 19 points, and then another 5 points from the perks. So I basically never needed to put any soul gem charges into my staff. I also have absorb stamina from enemies within 16 feet, because I couldn't really find anything else I really liked for the gauntlets. For the hood, I had conjuration spells and enchantments are cost less, and so do destruction spells and enchantments. For the robe, this was my like master 3 enchantment thing. I got restoration spells and effects are 44% stronger. In combat, pulls foes within 112 feet to you with a 30-second cooldown. And living foes that stay within 56 feet too long are instantly slain. And you saw that happen quite a few times throughout this video. I also carried around the Glamoral, which is basically the Elder Scroll on my back. It increases your magicka, it increases the potency of your space and time effects from Glamoral, and they last longer and they cost less. And it allows you to store life energy when you kill enemies, and that's more of the Glamoral thing. I didn't really get too heavily into the whole lifetime stuff where you can spend years of people's lives they've stolen. Pretty cool, but I didn't get too far into that. For the necklace, I put destruction is 35% stronger, so that's the amplification of the destruction amplification enchantment from Summer Mist. And I also put another one of those. If you're struck by Fire, Frost, or Shock, it reduces incoming damage. For the ring, I put it's called a link. It increases health by 1/4 of your base magicka, and your magicka by 1/4 of your base health. So that's how I ended up with like 400 health, even though I put every single level up into magicka. The ring also absorbs the health of enemies within 16 feet. And finally, I had Shalador's Crown, which is also from Glamoral, which increases your magicka by 25 points and causes novice and apprentice spells to cost nothing. finally, I would like to send out a huge thank you to my friend, my good friend, Bellosaurus Gaming, for suggesting that we get into this very cool collab thing. I hope we can do something like this again in the future. I would never have thought about doing all three of these builds. I did kind of have an inkling towards doing a mage, something like this, although it turned out quite a bit differently than I envisioned. But yeah, and thanks to you, I finally had the impetus to actually get into and try out the Time Lost Dwemer for the other two builds, but since it is no longer available on the Nexus, or really anywhere as far as I'm aware, I swapped it out for this particular build, and it turned out really great anyway. I wanted to check out the Glamoral mod for space-time manipulation, and it was great. So thank you very much, Bellosaurus. Thank you everybody for joining us for this adventure over this summer of 2021. And if you're watching this way down the line, I hope you will check out the other two builds, the Warrior and the Thief, on both my channel and Bellosaurus's. I'll have a link in the description. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.